All right, I got 1 hour and 43 minutes to get it done, and I'm not sure how it works if it's the whole. So I have very limited notes. I've been super busy. It's Christmas Eve, and just might have enough time to qualify. So I'm just gonna run through the holes. So we'll see how it goes. I may shoot it all in one video, and hopefully hopefully I can get 18 holes in less than an hour and 43 minutes. I think the way I normally play it takes 7 hours, but I go out and look at the. All right, with that wind, where is the rough? I'm way in front of the rough. Right there, 2.5. I'm gonna do a 3 mile per hour pull, which is a ring and a half. Isn't it perfect? Let's see if I can get over to the other side and not end up in the sand. Now, I don't think it looks like I didn't put on enough curl there. And that headwind definitely killed me. Even though it wasn't that big of a headwind, it's going downhill, so headwind's going to affect it really bad. Tailwind's going to affect it bad too, but headwind's going to like really kill it. And I think the first time I came here, this was the shot coming over where my opponent was and having the straight up shot from over there was the shot that I took on it on Monday. I think the shot that I took to the left, if you went out there with a bigger power ball, there is a lane that if you could get the bounces right, especially if you had a APOC 6 or extra mile 9, something with lots of topspin, you might be able to, you might actually be able to get on the green side. Let's see what I got here. Where am I at? There's Max. There's Max. There's mid. I'm in that 3/4 range, and I've been playing my 3/4 range the same as my max. I'm gonna put on one backspin. Let's get up where I can see what the hell's going on. So it's 2 miles per hour. Ring and a half would be 3. I'm gonna go a little over. Hit it one ring right to the left. Had to snap it off. I was running out of time. That's the one distance where you get out there. With the Spitfire, if you're in long distance, the good news is that it's a long iron. And every other sand wedge is basically a long hitting short iron. So it can get you out of trouble where you can recover on a spot like that, where if you had other sand wedges, you wouldn't be able to recover. And so in this situation, it's lacking a little ball guide. But when you're up close and you're running topspin, it can run that topspin so far out there that the ball guide's not a factor anymore. It runs exactly like your rapier. It acts like it has 4 or 5 ball guide, like a lot of ball guide. All right, these are not my favorite putts. In the hole. Perfect. My opponent's got to recover from the sand. It seems like on Monday I ran a practice round, or Sunday I ran a practice round that I posted, and I think I went to the right and just blasted it out there and was able to hit the rough and then bleed out and make it. And I tried a max overpower hook shot on the left-hand side and was able to get it to land. I think I did that in the practice round. I think if it was in one-on-one, I would definitely play this to the right. You can lay it up out there and then you can go at the hole. You're probably going to end up with, it's going to be a long shot to the cup, but I have to see how this plays with the Marlin. Play it in one-on-one for a bit. I've been bringing out bigger balls just because all the holes I've played on it have been tournament holes. Here we go. Good game. Good game, my man. It's a draw. Exit. Exit. Hole number 2. I think hole number 2. And let me make sure I have my bags. I'm gonna have to waste a minute here. Okay, I got a bag with a rock. I got a bag with a rocket. That's important. And my rocket numbers are 1.2 per ringgit max. I'm not sure what it is at min. All right. And bag number 4 is a quarterback. There is one of the holes. It seems like the quarterback was a better club to work at. And actually on that, is that a par 3? That was a par 3. All right. I think I've got everything I need. This hole right here, I'm going to need a rocket. And I'm going to need a navigator. So you could bring a 1 power low wind ball. Off we roll. Hole number 2. Hole number 2. Now I'm going to do 30% to the cup. If I can get my trusty dusty calculator out here fast enough. 1.3 times whatever the wind is divided by 1.2. Because I'm at max club. .5 divided by 1.2 is 4.87, 4.9 rings. I'm not sure I left myself enough room against the red line. Means I got to go a ring and 3/4 into power. And I hit it 2 rings, 75,000 rings straight to the left. That's the worst side to hit it on because the green there, and if you don't have your backspin right, it's shorter over here, so it's easier to roll off the back if you get your speed wrong. So if you're trying to run out, if you're trying to do the bounce, city, bounce, city, bounce, where you're trying to do all 3 bounces, and you're off trajectory to the left, you could roll off the back faster. Whereas if you'd hit it right at the cup, it's a little teeny bit longer behind the cup to the back of the green, and so it has a little bit better slow down time, and it's steeper. What's up, baby? Those are jammies. There we go. Are those new jammies? What's up, puppies? Somewhat new. All right, my opponent is in the water. That is not good. Not good. That's that bounce deal. I'm not interested in that thing at all. Even if I don't have a really good shot at it with that rocket, I'm going to bring the rocket just so that I can go straight to the cup. What you looking for?
Your knife.
My knife would be in my coat pocket. Somewhere. All right, let's see if they can get in the hole. I'm in the hole. I am not interested in that bounce, bounce stuff. And there may be a great shot from out there that as this course, if this course comes into one-on-one play, as people start to play it, there may be a great area out there. But first time through, this is the type of hole that there's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be more people in each bracket that are going to end up with a par than with a hole-in-one. So let them fail. All right, hole number 3. What is hole number 3? Hole number 3 is a big-ass par 5. I'm going to take an extra mile and a berserker. And a sniper for the secondary club. I can't remember which direction I'm going. It'll present itself once I get out there. I think on this one, I'm not sure which one this is. There's one of them that I'm hitting it out there, and if I end up in the rough, it's not ideal, but you have a great shot to the cup. A max Nirvana shot. Let's see which way my opponent is going. Maybe. They've wasted a quarter of their turn. And now a third of their turn. Now my notes say berserker extra mile, but it doesn't give me, I don't have any other info. The wind is going with us, so that might help us out. I'm not sure. Seems like from there they're going to have a long shot to the cup. I don't even know if they can make that. Going out into that area out there, and I want to let the wind push me. One ring great to the right. Now there's a finger out there. See if I clear it. If I clear it, I'm going to get all kinds of distance, and I could actually overhit it. And that was all a matter of that wind that was in there. So at the red line, if there's any wind, we should just take it out and just shoot the shot. But if we've got headwind, what'll happen is you won't clear. You'll clip the rough and you'll roll out, and you'll end up right where this sand's at. There's a finger coming out. You got a pretty good shot. You got to do a bounce over the sand with your sniper to get up to it. So it is a sniper shot all day. So that's wood, and I'm in long iron. I'm in my rough iron, so I'm in big trouble. The only thing that might save me is that island that's out there. I might be able to get that island right there. I might be able to get a bounce out there, and the Nirvana's got pretty good topspin. Maybe. Oh wow, I can make it. Look at that. Not only can I make it, I actually got a shot at it. I'm going to come over a little and give myself plenty of room, just in case I shank this shot. Might as well, I'm setting it up and go right at it. Okay, I'm at max club. It's 2 per. I'm going to play at 2 per ring. And so it's 1.25 times 3.5 equals 4.37 wind. So there's 2. There's 2, 4. Hit a one ring great to the right. That was actually on the side of the wind, so like if you were going to hit it one way or the other and it still have a shot, that would be the side. Right over the cup, just a little too fast. And my notes say to be 1.5 squares short. right, let's see if my opponent can get in the cup. Get in the hole. All right, come on, dude. How long are you gonna let that thing go back and forth? Eagle, eagle. I think the way this tournament is, especially with the par threes, that if you shoot minimum score, you got a pretty good chance of qualifying. I mean, I think there's going to be, especially with new holes like this. Hole number 4. Let's go check it out. So what are my notes on hole number 4? My notes are a rock and a katana. So when I get out there, I'll switch over to a rock and a katana. So I think this is the one where I was doing the rough bump. And I'm going in with a sniper. And I'm going to do -5 to the cup. 0.95. 0.95 times whatever the wind is. If I can get out to this little freaking island. I struggled. I've actually, the first 2 times I tried to muscle my way out there and that didn't work. And then I figured out, like, what are you doing, dude? And I went to a different shot and I ended up on this fairway area. But I kind of limped onto it both times. And I think it is better to be in, if you're on the close edge of that, towards the front. Whereas if you hit the rough bump and then roll out onto it like my opponent did, and let's say they didn't roll into the rough, but they ended up on the fairway there, they have a shot at it from there, but their shot I don't think is as good. Oh, I'm going to take bag number 2, and I'm going to take a katana. Three, 2, and I'm going to do a 4-ring pull. That's about 20%. Hit it 1 ring great to the right, which is the worst side to hit it on when you're doing this type of rough bump, because the rough is longer there. So you have to run it out. It has to run out longer in order to clear the rough when you hit it to the right on that particular type of rough bump. If I hit it to the left, then you take the risk, depending on how close you were in the front, you may actually miss the rough. See if my opponent can get on from there. So I'm doing 0.95 to the cup. Let's look at my notes. And I'm doing min club, min sniper. And I was using a Titan, but what was happening is that if I had a headwind, I could work the wind out. But if I would have had any kind of tailwind, there was no room against the red line to work the wind out. Well, there was a little, but not enough to work out wind if I really had a good tailwind. So 0.95 times the wind, 3.8 is 3.61. And with the katana, where I hit farther forward. So I'm with my grizzly. Man. Be 3.61 rings. There's 361. That puts me about a half a ring into power. Hitting it perfect. I put just a little teeny bit of power on there. I didn't have any time. I was running out of time. I'm surprised I was able to get it off with the power. I normally in that situation I would have let it go by one time, at least one time, just to stabilize it, but I didn't have time. No time. That's me talking while I'm shooting, trying to do the deal. It's a miracle that I can hit anything. All right, I put myself in some pretty good spots, but I actually in that situation right there with the Titan, I would have been better off with the Titan if I could get into that spot every time. Because then I could take it with my long iron. All right, hole number 5. What is hole number 5? Let me look at my notes. My notes say sniper. Max, 1 per ring. And we're going against a headwind. And I think it's a rough bump. Hole number 5, sniper. Max, 1 per ring. Yep, this is definitely a rough bump. I will tell you that this area where your bullseye starts off at, this hill area, I am never, ever, I may come out one time and play that just for shits and giggles. But, like, I would never play that spot. I don't like where the second bounce is. I don't like that hillside if you hit it. So if you hit it perfect, then it's probably going to, and you made a great wind adjustment, because if you make a bad wind adjustment there and it puts you off to the left or the right just a little bit, you're going to be way off. Like my opponent, like you can see it right there. And you don't even have to make, you could hit it perfect. If you didn't make a perfect wind adjustment, that's the way that shit's going to work. Yeah, I'm at max. Max. .1. I'm going to do about 4.4. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if it hits the rough. That wind pushed it off. It just felt like headwind, like we've been playing with some side wind and tailwind, but it just, that type of situation in Golf Clash going down the hill, it just felt like I should have pulled it. My notes say just to do a +0, but like going against a headwind when you're dealing with sand like that in Golf Clash, that may be one of those like +30% when you're going in headwind. I can think of another hole that we play. In that situation, there's water, sand, really short sections, and I actually play it in headwind at +40, and with tailwind, like pure tailwind, it's 0. All right, let's see if we can recover. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Woo! Recovered. That's what I'm talking about right there. That would be so bad. Crowd goes wild. Good luck in the tournament. All right, we survived. That might have been the shot of the round right there. That was the recovery shot. All right, hole number 6. What is hole number 6? Extra mile, Zerk or Titan? Let's see which way the wind's blowing. Wind's blowing with us. I'm pretty sure on this one I was taking Snipe Max per ring plus 10 to the cup. It seems like if this is the one that we hit it straight forward out into that, there was my opponent yesterday. Actually, I took it out there and just ran it as far as I could down this chute and had a nice shot straight up to the cup. But where I did a rough bump, and it was a little bit kind of a side hill, and then I had to bring it back to the right. And where my opponent was at, they were shorter than me, but they had a better look at the rough bump, I thought. All right, 3-4. It's about 3-6, 3-7, somewhere in that neighborhood. Hit it one ring great to the right. And either side's bad to hit it onto, not for the first bounce, but for the second bounce, because it'll go through and get caught up in that rough. If it was on the other side, it has, I think, a little bit better shot if you hit it great to the left of making it through. But the way the course is right there, there's that hill, and if you're on the right-hand side, it's going to funnel you down into it. That is bad, because it is, I think it's a max wood shot to get up there. And once again, I'm in my nirvana, so I may be able to run myself up there and give myself a short chip. Maybe. And if you're on the inside, you're in a much better situation than where I'm at. Because I've lost a lot of distance. Wow, once again, Nirvana, the king of wood, of rough irons, kicking ass and taking names. Okay, I'm definitely at max club, and I'm gonna just do maybe 3, be a ring and a half. Oh, that was 75 rings great to the right. I hit the shot on hole number 9 yesterday, or a couple days ago when I qualified for that, playing my buddy Kevin. I was able to pick up the Albie on hole number 9 with the Nirvana. I have no fear of those. I don't mind hitting out of the rough or the sand. Those clubs are pretty accurate. Especially the Nirvana. It's got really good ball guide. It's got stuff. My odd account has its Spitfire one level higher than mine, and I can't wait to get my Spitfire up one more level. In the hole. Eagle. All right. We're in the final 3 here. Let's see. We need to pick this up. We need to pick up some shot. So we got a par 4, a par 3, and a par 5 to pick it up. I think I should just get all 3. And that'll make it easier on the back. What do you think? Do you think that's good? Just pick up all three? Yeah, just pick up all three right now. That's the deal. All right. I could get a hole on these on the next two. Hole number 7. What is hole number 7? Extra Mile Kingmaker. It says Grizzly Minimum Club. 20% to the cup. Where I was at with that Nirvana, if I would have been in the fairway, there is a wood shot that you can do from the rough on that left-hand side and bring it right down to the cup. All right, 20% to the cup. Now, I think there's several ways you could come at this one, and I think I wrote those holes down wrong. This par, let me write this down here, Zerk. This was actually a Kingmaker. Hole number 6, Kingmaker. Hole number 7 is potentially a Zerk or a Kingmaker. And I would recommend the Kingmaker over the Titan just because of the side spin. Even if the wind doesn't come into play. Because if you're where my opponent's at, you're really going to need side spin in order to get it. And I don't think they have enough side spin to get them around there. They'll have to use curl. Or you could bring a bigger power ball and really try and get yourself up there. Because like right here doing a max overpower, you could get off trajectory. But if you bring out a power 5 ball, on the other hand, I think you can really get up there. And I'm going to let the wind push me, the 2-6. So I'm going to take the wind out. I'm going to put the forward moving wind back in. Hitting it perfect. Rubbing up against the nubs, not putting any overpower where it affects the needle speed, just enough to make the to know I'm getting. I want to get right where I'm at. Now I got a nice clear straight up pretty level shot to the cup. Now my notes say 20%, so from where I'm at it looks level, but this game doesn't have, that stuff is inconsistent. And that might not all be elevation. Some of it might be just where you're at in your club. And it's going to be different for everybody. There'll be a range of numbers that a lot of people will be in, but the numbers aren't necessarily going to be the same for everybody. All right, where am I at? Okay, there's min. There's max. There's min. I'm at mid club, so it's 5.1 equals divided by 1.6 per ring, 3.82 rings. .82 rings. There's 3, 5, 8, 2. Exactly 8, 2. All I gotta do is hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. In the hole! Get in the hole! Get in! Woo! That's what I'm talking about right there. In the hole! Alright. We survived one and we picked one up. Look at that. What a round. Now if I could pick up one more, that's the deal. If you could pick up one per side and you could pick up just that one more, that puts, I mean, the crowd that puts you into is big. All right, hole number 8. So we're going to get all 3 of them, right? That's what we decided, just get all 3. QB and a katana. Let me go pick that. I want to make sure I don't waste any time here. QB and a katana. Which bag had the QB? QB. I gotta open one of those chests. Never want to play without an empty slot. Come on. You know the rules. Let's see how fast I played that so far. See if I'm keeping good time. 1 hour and 7 minutes. Not too bad. I think I started with 43 minutes, so I might get it in. I might be able to actually get my round in. As many shots as I can pick up is what I need to pick up, because I may get caught up. I was really kind of hoping that there was a shot. What am I doing on this one? Plus 15%. So that's 4, 5, 6. 4, 6. Getting it perfect. I did a max adjustment, and I don't think I was at max club, so I have no idea where it's actually going to go. I overpulled it. I overpulled it because I did the max adjustment, and I must have been at like minimum club. So if at max it's 1.2. If it's at min it's 1. Or excuse me, if at max it's 1.0. So it's probably around 1.2. So in that situation, I had 4 times 1.5, 1.15. That gave me a 4.6 wind divided by 1.2 should have been 3.83 rings. As opposed to 4.6, so that was a big overpull. Big. Let's see if my opponent can get in. Now, I see some issues with that hill, but I think, you never know with these hills, but it seems like there's there's an angle that you can see where you're looking at the cup, looking up the hill, and it funnels off to the left-hand side, and there's like from right here, you can see everything's funneling off. So if you're going to try and get the run to the cup, you're going to have to come at it from way to the right. See how much it breaks right there? Big time. All right, that was not the hole-in-one I was looking for. That was not. So that means I have to get a hole-in-one on the last hole. Or a condor. I've swirled the cup and missed the condor. That's the closest I've been. And I was just off the cup. Less than the width of the ball. All right, hole number 9. Okay, this hole right here, I am hitting it as far down the field as I can possibly hit it. There is a chance that you could actually hit it so far that you end up in the sand, especially if we have a tailwind like this. So I'm going to push it out there and let it go. The first time I hit it out there, I was actually trying to just do a rough bump and end up in the first crescent fairway, and actually went through the first crescent fairway and hit the rough and bled through it and ended up in the second crescent fairway and almost ended up in the sand. It was definitely like this sand that's down here, this first sand that you encounter. It doesn't look like you can make it that far, but especially with a tailwind. Now you want to go through, here's the deal, you want to go through right through the center that's pointing towards the sand so that you can try and get your second bounce clear. And they hit it 2 rings great to the left, which is the worst side for them to hit it. The very worst. Anything on the right, they had tons of room on the right-hand side, but left, bad. Bad, bad. I'm going to bring the king of balls. I'm going to bring my number 1 bag, and let's run that baby out there. I'm going to leave the wind in and just let it push me out. And I hit it 1 ring great to the right. And for me, it means that I will probably get stuck. Oh, I cleared it. Because you got to go farther on that side and just doing the bounce, diddy bounce, trying to get to the out in the clear. If you brought a bigger ball, it's all about getting your bounces right. So you may bring out a bigger ball, but it throws your bounces off so that your second bounce clips the rough. It goes too far. Have a great shot to the cup here. This will be the closest that I've been. No bueno. All right, let's do the wind first. 4.1 equals. I'm in my Kingfisher. There's min. There's max. So I'm in mid club. Divided by 1.6. It's 3.07 rings. 3.1 rings. Just a little backspin, 3.1 rings. And I am way in the hell downhill. There's 3, 1. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. Get in. Oh, and what did I do? I didn't pull it enough. And I did a 20 from that spot. That's the first time I've been out that far. From that spot, the deal is that I'm going to have to go back and watch this video and kind of get some looks on those angles. Because if you can make it out to that spot, it seemed like it was farther downhill there than I've played it all week. But I think I've been doing rough bumps. Partially because I've been in my Nirvana and there is a rough bump you can do, but you have to get all the way up to the front. Like, it's real risky if you overhit it. It would be especially dangerous if you had a tailwind, because if you didn't pull it enough, and it would very easily throw you beyond the rough, and then you're in big trouble because you got all your topspin ran out. So if you miss the rough, you're going for a ride. In the hole. Good job. Perfect. That works. That far away from an alley. Just like everybody else. In the hole. All right. That was the front 9 in the opener. I'm rushed for time, so I'll have to, I'll stop this one. I'll upload another one, and I'll start another one right after it. I'm going to talk to a man about a horse real quick and get right back at it. So minus 13 at 9. Let's see what the cutoff. I'm going to just roll up to where I'm in the cutoff zone at 50 and see what we have to get to. So we got to get to minus 20 in order to get past the cutoff zone. So if we don't have enough time to get all the holes in, I might have a little bit of breathing room. All right, that was the front 9. Thanks for watching.